So yeah, the title is not entirely correct. It is correct, but it is not. It's the truth, but it's not the truth. So the title is last seven manhwas that are read. That's not the. This is not the last seven manhwas that are. This is the manhwa that are read. But I think I think I have probably consumed or I think consumed more than 100 plus manhwas, manga. If you combine all three genres, all three sections, all three different countries, comic books, webtoon books. Somebody's having a stroke down in the comments. It's not a webtoon. It's not a comic book. Yeah, the manhwas, manga. I think I probably have read more than 100. So I want to make it. I want this to be a series. Last seven mangas that are last seven manhwas that are last seven. I want that to be a series. I want that to be a series, and I want to give my opinion, what I think about that specific manhwa, what I think about it, how I rate it. So if there's a person who actually read it and want to know what's the objectively good opinion is that they can watch my review, they can watch my video and say, okay, this is what objectively good. It doesn't matter what you think and what you hate, what you like and what you love. If I like something, that's objectively good. So yeah, that's what I want to say. Let's get doing it. So yeah, this one. The first one is leukemia secretly cultivated for 1,000 years. I like this title more. Topia Providence secretly cultivate for 1,000 years. I think I like the culture. I like the name. This leukemia secretly cultivated for 1,000 years. That's too much of the nose and it's too much generic. Topia Providence sounds really has a punch to it, has a kick to it, has a masculine feel to it, has a alpha feel to it. It does it. Reborn into a world of immortal cultivation, and you are found. Okay, all the Chinese pronunciation will be tough, but man, I'm not Chinese. I think I also English is my second language, so I think I have a Malayalam accent to my English. So yeah, I probably won't get this one correct. But hey man, it's okay because we all love each other. I love you, and you love me. He found himself blessed with God's system, able to reroll for stats in cultivation and love to stay out of trouble, and you cultivated on his own, kept quiet about his special abilities, and when his set faced destruction, he stepped in to defend it. So basically, this is like a typical transmigration cultivation genre. He gets transported into a new world where there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of martial arts, there's an insane amount of uh, power levels, power systems, and the different. I think the reason why I like this is kind of like a slice of life cultivation genre, cultivation manhwa. What I mean by that, the MC doesn't go on an insane rampant Napoleon type of run. He doesn't go and declare war or beats up other people or something. He likes the laid back kind of stuff. He likes it to laid back and like chill and laid back. He has a system, but the think that the north star of is the number of mountain that he is trying to climb. It's immortality. He wants to achieve immortality. He wants to live for a long time. So that's basically what he's trying to do, achieve, and that's what he wants to do. So I think the in the usual cultivation genre, it's usually the MC is really powerful. MC is really powerful, and he gets transferred into he has a system. He makes himself powerful, and he goes and kills people. So basically, that he goes and he gets all the powers. He kills all the riches. He kills all the women. But this one is actually different. This is like a slice of life. The MC is overpowered, but he doesn't want to stand out. He has a laid back kind of life. That's what I actually like it. 1,000 years later, after many generations of cultivation, the immortals were trying to cleanse the mortal realm, and Hanchu finally paused to act. That was when he discovered that even gods and immortal were nowhere not as powerful as he imagined. So basically, that's the thing. Thing that's the thing this is all about. The art is really great. There's this one and above eternity. I think that's the name of the another manhwa that I read. The art is really great. That is the answer. When I say art is really great, I'm talking about the art in the colored webtoon type uh, webtoon type manhwa that I'm not talking about the art is really great, like in a vagabond type of stuff, because that is black and white, this is color, and this is the art is really great. That I really enjoyed it. That I think the same manhwa called Insanity Go, something like that, where the MC is evil and he's a really cunning, clever, at least not kind of like blah type of MC character, the overpowered, but he's not that many. He doesn't take control of his own life. He's more laid back, or he's kind of act stupid. Like the Luffy, One Piece kind. He has insane power, but he also kind of stupid. But the insanity go isn't like that. I think the Chinese government actually banned it or something like that, because the MC snaps a model that the kids can look up to or something along like that. Elon Musk in Twitter actually censors or some censor stuff like that. He needs to know about this kind of censoring, but it kind of makes sense because it's China. This is like going into North Korea and saying the people doesn't have rights to vote. I mean, yeah, it's North Korea, so it's not morally right to not vote or decide the leader. But yeah, man, it's North Korean. You don't seem want it. It's China, and it's kind of like that. So let's see if I have any kind of notes. Yeah. 12 hours and 53 minutes. I have read this manhwa. I spent 12 hours 53 minutes reading this manhwa. Yeah, the slice of life OP cultivation manhwa. There, yeah, I think I read 148 chapters and I rated it a 5 out of 10. It's a pretty good score, man. It's a pretty good score. I think if you look at any all the manhwas that I'm going to talk about today, if you observe that I haven't really completed or I haven't really caught up to it, I think I have caught up to most of the things. There's something I haven't really caught up to because it's cultivation manhwa. After you read 50s, after you 100, it's basically the same thing. So that's kind of really, you can really binge this kind of genre in a city, because you know exactly what's going to happen. There's no insane amount of conflict going on. You know the MC is going to win, the MC is going to overpower. There's no, yeah. This kind of cultivation genre doesn't have a world building or storytelling or a more character development, something like if the main character you can insert yourself into it, or you can turn off your brain and start enjoying mindlessly. Yeah, this is pretty much that. I at first I didn't really like the cultivation genre because there's no storytelling, there's no emotional depth, there's no character development, there's no nothing to it. It's just basically trope, yeah, and I just didn't like that. But after reading Basta, after reading Berserk, after reading Vagabond, after reading Kingdom, after reading something, I think pretty much like lot of psychological manga, and after using so much of my brain, I started like I need something to chill my brain now. I think started. That's when I started to read these guys cultivation overpower dungeon solo leveling type of manhwas where you don't transmigration regression and the chance of reading a novel then I'm transferred into that novel, that type of story, that type of titles, because you don't really need that much brain to read it. You don't really have to focus it, because you after reading the title you pretty much know what you are getting into it, and that's it. You want something, it's like eating junk food, it's like eating McDonald's or some shit like that. You know it's not good for you, but it tastes good. You know this is not kind of really strong story, but it's good. You get what you want. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think I'll give this one a 5 out of 10. If you like the cultivation overpowered MC character kind of trope, you will enjoy this. Yeah. The second one is the title is Shinsh. Yeah, I'm not going to try that. My senior brother is too steady. So this is basically, if you like the top tier progress, you will also like this, because the main character doesn't want to stand out. He likes a really laid back kind of stuff. So after being reborn in ancient times, it's basically a transmigration. Is it transmigration or migration? I don't know. To survive in the cruel primordial times, Li Shanhua tried his best not to get involved in any conflicts and never allowing himself to walk into dangerous situations. His plan was to hide away in the mountains and quietly cultivate his way towards immortality. However, everything changed one day when his master brought back a young girl to be a new apprentice under him. It doesn't really change that much, because Yeah, it's basically a really tropey cultivation genre manhwa where the MC is really over. MC was really cautious. He doesn't want to stand out. I think the both this one and the that one is probably a Chinese guy who was suffering from the 996 work week. Basically, what 99 means, if you don't know what that means, is basically you start working at 9 a.m. then you stop working at 9 p.m. and you there for 6 days a week. This is probably a David. I think David Goggins probably would do that for 7 days a week and 365 days. Yeah, this is basically yeah, you don't want to work that week, and people say it's kind of. I think I have heard a podcast about I think it's kind of like a entrepreneur type of podcast where a girl from China actually talks about the people actually like working that kind of work because they feel so passionate about, they feel so nationalistic about, they feel very patriotic about their country, and they decide to work these hours. I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that kind of stuff. It's you work because that's the normal, and you can't really say anything other than that. So this is basically that. I think yeah, the art is really good. Yeah, the cover art is really boring right here, but in the if you re- I in the it is really in the if you're reading that manhwa is actually really good. So let's see if I have some kind of notes here. Yeah, I read 149 chapters. I spent 2 hours and 15 minutes reading this. Yeah, if you like top tier, you'd also like this kind of similar that when the main cat try to hide it as a power not to get it off. Yeah, this kind of a pretty normal cultivation genre. But I say normal, but it's not normal because usually the cultivation genre manhwas are really the main character gets a system or a cheat and he goes into insane run, kills every people power, all the kind of gets woman, gets power, all the he hides his talent. When some bad guy comes and challenges him, and then after all of a sudden he shows his true power and he absolutely demolishes him. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But it's not. This one is not really. Yeah, I think this one is really interesting because the whole cultivation genre. If you are into that, you're really into that, and within that genre, there's another genre or we are contrarian to the main cultivation trope. I think the top of Providence and this my brother is to studies a contrarian manhua where it kind of goes opposite with the normal status quo manhwa is. And the third one, my disciples are all villains. This is actually interesting because the story is about a guy gets transported into a new world. It's basically transmigration cultivation genre. He gets transported into a new world, but instead of the normal teenage boy kind of, instead of possessing a normal teenage boy's body, he possesses a really old guy's body. He's the master, and he has nine disciples, and I think some of them rebelled and exited the training place that they were right there because they may before he got into this new body that new body of this master, the old guy was really abusive towards his disciples, was really angry, was really abusive. So he would beat his disciples, and and they didn't like it after growing up. They exited the sect and decided to actually plotting against the master. So at that specific time when he gets transferred into the new body, doesn't have that much power, and all the noble sets are attacking at that specific moment. When I say noble set, the MC is actually an evil. That's what I like about. I like the evil kind of thing because I find the normal noble kind of set. My legs, my hands. I find the normal righteous, noble sect, orthodox sect to be really boring because it's creatively lazy. I find that to be creatively lazy because it is similar to when you watch a movie in a thriller movie and the main character within the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes of setting up the story, the main character wife and daughter gets killed by the bad guys or villains, and then the rest of the story is that him trying on going on a journey to get revenge. It definitely works because it works on me. Because when you give a story like that, the main character, even though it's illegal to kill a people, you feel like it's morally right to take a revenge because you have a wife, you have a daughter. At least if you don't have a wife, you don't have a daughter, at some point in your life you will have this, so you kind of identify with that character or self insert yourself into that character and actually supports it. But it is actually creatively lazy because you don't have now you now don't have to write a compelling story, but you don't have to put effort into the story then, and it's basically just meh. So having a evil character is actually really good. I feel like I actually enjoy reading kind of the main reading kind of stories where the main characters are actually villains, evil, bad, actually kills people and not just forgive them, stuff like that. Yeah. When Luso wakes up one morning and he finds himself in a rather prickly situation, he has become the most powerful and oldest villain in the world. Yeah, he's probably the most overpowered with MC evil MC in the world. Everybody is trying to attack him, or the noble sects or the orthodox sects. Everybody has ganged up on it. Gang in this bitch. Yeah. He has 9 disciples, each of whom has a record of misdeed. His first disciple is the head of the nether set, served by thousands of followers known as the sword demon. His second disciple. Yeah, then basically that's kind of story. Let's see if I have some kind of notes. I read 305 chapters and I rated it a 5 out of 10. So I think most probably all the cultivation or the overpower will be on the 5 or 6 kind of rating because I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I won't say it's really that good. Yeah, this probably, yeah, the MC is. I spent 19 hours and 31 minutes reading this. Wow, that's a lot of time, man. Yeah, yeah, this is probably the thing that I told you about. The MC is evil. The MC is bad, but I actually like it because it's interesting, it's different, and you see a different perspective. And all the people that the Orthodox or noble sects, they are noble. So the next one is about 10,000 people. Yeah, this about 10,000 people. This one is actually interesting, but the story about the MC getting transported into a new cultivation world or martial arts world, and the MC is pretty self-aware of the things that of this troll. But the guy gets transferred into a new world, and he gets a system, and he gets overpowered, he gets all the girls, he gets all the power, he gets all the wealth, stuff like that. So he's pretty self-aware of that. He then goes to test because you need a spiritual foundation to actually develop on, you actually cultivate and develop upon and get the different type of levels. And when he goes to test his powers, he finds out that he doesn't have any power. Yeah, then he gets depressed. But the actual okay, let's read the summary. I keep saying that I don't have any spiritual power, but they don't believe me. The random doorkeeper claims that I am the greatest martial artist in the world, and they take his word for it. Wake up, guys! I'm not really okay. The summary is really boring because I don't know who. I think you should probably ask GPT to write the summary because the summary is really boring. Yeah, the truth is that everything that he uses, everything that he writes, every artifact that he owns is really insanely overpowered and probably a divine artifact. And everybody around him is scared of him because of the insane things that he have in his house, in his possessing, and he calls them trash, he calls them not that great, and everybody else thinks, oh, he's some kind of great martial god, martial divine, immortal, and he's living as a quote unquote mortal because in his mind, he is trash, he's a mortal, and he can cultivate. So if he needs to survive, he needs to actually do something, actually makes money. So the way that he makes money is he writes some books, he writes some paintings, he sells some cultivation paintings like that. So when the cultivators come and actually try to buy something, they realize how much value this artifact have. But he treats it like some kind of trash. So they think he's kind of immortal, trying to live as an ordinary person in the world, and that's what they believe. So if you look at this, the skeleton guy back there is insanely powered. This is he is also has insane power. But the main character can easily beat up this guy. So he thinks all the people around him are really trash, stuff like that. Yeah. I think I gave this one like a 5 out of 10 or something. Say the notes. Yeah, I gave it a 5 and I read 197 chapters. How much hours? Yeah, I spent 11 hours and 43 minutes actually reading this stuff. Yeah. I really enjoyed this man. I was very good at a time. I was very yeah, it's very trop driven, right from the series about the system. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, MC is actually overpowered, but he doesn't realize it. But everybody around him realizes this, and everybody around acts him like, oh, he is role playing or something stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, but it actually gets boring. At some point, it actually gets boring because it's the same situation happening again and 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 again. After 110 chapters, things change because the system tells him, okay, he can actually develop his spiritual foundation if he does this, if he does this. So he, in this manner, he gets really happy because now he can actually mm, be a cultivator. So yeah, if you like the cultivation genre and you like the story, read this up. Next one is All Hail the Sex Leader. So this one is actually more of a comedic center. Is a basically all the members of my sex abnormally strong. All my disciples are be big shot, and I will definitely become invisible. So this one mainly actually focus on being comedic, being actually funny, and it's actually work because it's really difficult to make a funny manhwa with this kind of story because it's really basic and it's very basic. So yeah, and the MC has a system, and he has a system of kind of cheat code. And whenever he's in a situation, bad situation, he actually gets help from a bit and actually survives it. So the MC is kind of overpowered to other people's side, but he's not really overpowered. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Let's see if I have written some kind of. Yeah, I don't think I have written any kind of. Blue, blue, blue. I think I think this one is probably in my Google Notes. Haven't really updated. So basically, I think I give this one like a 5 out of 10 because it's the same cultivation genre, and this one is actually funny. And I think I have read around 100 chapters. Yeah. Think the next one, Library of Heaven's Path. Yeah, this one is probably the most low rating. The most, I think this one is probably most the trash out of all the things I have actually mentioned in this video. I will read the summary. Transposing into another world, Sang-hua finds himself become a honorable teacher. Yeah, basically he gets transferred into a new body in the martial world, and he is now become the teacher. So basically he can teach other people and get money, get powerful, but he realizes he's trash, and he actually the starting point of this manu is actually him trying to be tricking some girl or some guy into being his disciple because he doesn't have any power and everybody else looks down upon him. That's a common trope. Everybody looks down upon him, but he was secretly actually overpowered. Yeah, the in this story the in this story the actual system or some kind of cheat code is that he has a library. Basically, when he sees some kind of when he sees a student or some kind of person actually demonstrating his martial arts, he can go into the quote unquote system and see what's wrong, what's right, and actually make try to improve. So that's how he actually becomes powerful, respectable, as long as it is something he has seen, regardless of whether it's a human or an object. A book on his weakness will be automatically compiled in the library. Thus, he becomes formidable. Emperors. Why do you disturb wearing your underwear so much? As an emperor, can you pay a little more attention to your image? Fairy, you can always look for me if you find yourself unable to sleep. I'm skilled in lullabies here. It's an incredible story about teachers and grooming and guiding. Grooming. This is not a Minecraft story, brother. Guiding the greatest experts in the world. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this one I think I will give this one like a 4 out of 10. I think I actually gave this one a 4 out of 10 because it's kind of meh, it's kind of a meh story, man. Yeah, I actually gave this one a 4 out of 10. Yeah, this is the last one, is the seven last one. I think this one is basically overpowered. Saitama is basically One Punch Man, but in Chinese. But Chinese, yeah. Apocalyptic. After an apocalyptic event 1,000 years ago, he became just a regular zombie hunted by humans to survive. He exercised and trained until he became incredibly powerful. 1,000 years later, humanity will discover him as the OP character. The exercising part is actually funny because this is pretty much same plot, same bar for bar, word for word, flow for the One Punch Man thing. He is basically One Punch Man. One Punch Man, but Chinese. Even the exercise that he does, he works out, he runs, he lift weights, he works out, he gets on treadmill and do all the normal Saitama. The things that Saitama did, he actually did that stuff. So yeah, this is pretty much like a that's the best. If you need a summary like that, that's the best way to describe this. This is actually One Punch Man, but in manhwa setting. So yeah. Mm. Let's see if I can say yeah, I have read 126 chapters, and yeah, I don't think I don't think I enter. I think most yeah, I mainly use my Google Notes to actually store my thoughts or write down my thoughts down. I don't use analyst. I think most of the stuff that I have read, most of the reviews are in my Google Notes. Yeah, but sometimes I just transfer it into analyst because it's more easy and it feels cool, man. It feels cool to see the data, to see how many manga that you read, how many manhwas that you read, how many manhwas that you read, and see how you rated it, how much the effort, time. That's why the one reason why I count the time that I actually read it because it's actually interesting to look back and see how much hours that I spent actually into this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like the video, like the video. If you don't like it, dislike it. And if you have any suggestions for me to read, give me that. So that's it. See you. Mwah.